Claude Fable 5 is getting a lot of attention because it appears to be one of the Anthropic's strongest public model releases. But for serious AI engineers, the more important question is not just how powerful is the model. The better question is what does a stronger model is going to change in your system architecture, and what does it not change? See, that second half is where most launch day coverage goes quiet. And it's where we're going to spend this video because here's the through line that I want you to remember this. A stronger model is not a replacement for the system design. So let's think about like engineers, not like a trend. So I'll give you a brief context about what has happened. Okay. So I'm going to keep this deliberately short and careful. So according to the recent reports, Claude Fable 5 is a powerful new Anthropic model described as part of a new Mythos-class family. So public reports describe built-in safeguards around the sensitive areas and reported strengths in software engineering, knowledge work, visual tasks, and more importantly, long complex work. Now, there are also reported details around pricing and staged access. So I'm wording all of that carefully on purpose. So treat these as reported details, and I want you to verify them against the Anthropic's official documentation before you make any production decision. Because this video is not a feature recap. This is a system builder lens. The news is the hook. The thinking is the key point right here. Now, let's start with the reactions to avoid because launch day produces a very predictable set of them. First wording takeaway is I should replace all my models immediately. Like that's what I've seen most people thinking and worrying about it. And the second one is stronger model means RAG is dead. And third, a better model means evals would matter less. And fourth, and this one's favorite, so agents just go easy enough. And fifth, the deepest one, the model choice is the architecture. Now, I want to be very honest with you. None of these things is going to hold up. And all these are here share one error. They are treating the model as if it were the entire system. So let me say the line plainly. The model is just one component inside the system. It's not the system. Just like your faster engine doesn't redesign the car, it's a better part inside a design that still has to be sound. Now, what is the right question then? If is it better is my wrong question, then what is the right one? See, it is this. For which workflow is Claude Fable 5 worth routing to? Now, that word routing changes everything because a real production system rarely uses one model. It uses several models on purpose. You'll have a fast, deep model for simple work. You're going to have a strong reasoning model for hard work, sometimes a specialized model, a fallback model when primary fails, and a human approval path for anything sensitive. So the line to hold over here is this. Model selection is a routing decision. It's not a religion. You're not picking a team to be loyal to. You're assigning the right model for the right job. And a new model just gave you a new option so that you can route it if it earns its place. So how does a new model is going to earn its place? I'll call the simple filter called Fable, 5 letters. First is fit. Which task actually deserves this model? A, architecture. That means where does it sit in my system? Budget. What does it cost per workflow? I'm not talking about the token cost. That's not much. That's not going to hold up when I'm thinking about implementation production. I'm always looking at as cost per workflow. L, limits. What failures does it still remain? Evals, like how do you prove that it's better than what you're already running? Now, here's why this matters beyond today. See, every new frontier model should go through this same filter before it enters your production stack. Not just Fable 5, the next one and the one after that. The model, the names will keep changing. This filter that I'm talking about, it doesn't change. So let's walk through each letter. F is for fit, like use a stronger model where complexity actually justifies it. Now that means things like complex code review, architecture critic, long document synthesis, genuinely multi-step reasoning, difficult planning, high value decision support, where work is better answer and that is actually worth the real money. Now, where you should not spend. See, for simple classification tasks, for routing, basic extraction, simple summarization, for deterministic formatting, you should not be sending those requests to this new model. Sending those to your most powerful model will become the expensive model. It's basically you're using the expensive armor truck just to courier a sticky notes. So not every request deserves your strongest model. That is something that I want you to remember. Fit is the discipline of matching the task difficulty to the model capability. And most requests in a real system are not that hard. A, the architecture. Where does the model actually sit? And the answer is this: behind the same layers that you already needed. A stronger model still sits behind an API layer, an orchestrator, a model router, a rack context builder, a tool gateway, an eval layer, an observability layer, and more importantly, a fallback path. A more capable model does not remove a single one of these that I'm talking about. If anything, a more capable, a more expensive model, more autonomous model makes routing, observability, and guardrails more important, not less. So the line here is this: architecture starts before the model call. The model is the last mile of a system that it was designed long before the request reached it. Next, budget, and this one's important. If a model is more expensive and reported pricing for this class is on actually on the higher end, so I want you to validate it specifically for your workflow. So what it means is this: when it is value is higher at the higher end, the capability alone is not the decision. You need to ask as how many tokens per request, how many requests per day, is the quality improvement, is it actually worth the cost of this workflow? Can a cheaper model handle my simpler path? Should you use the tiered routing, maybe cheap by default, expensive only when it is earned? Now that line is this: the question is not whether the model can do the task. The question is whether it is worth using for that workflow. The model that is twice as good and five times maybe higher the price is actually going to be costing a lot, and you're just going to be paying more for very less output. Like only thing that you need to ask, is it worth using for this workflow? And L stands for limit. And this is the slide that keeps you out of trouble. Even a stronger model can still hallucinate. It can still work from stale knowledge. It can still miss source grounding. It can still misuse a tool. It can fall for prompt injection. It can run into latency, cause spikes, take an unsafe action, leave you without an audit trial, or fail inside a longer workflow. So if you notice, none of those are solved by sheer raw capability. They are the properties of your system, not the model. See, the capability is going to improve, but failure mode do not just disappear in your agentic AI system. And this is exactly why a stronger model doesn't let you delete your guardrail, your RAG grounding, or your human approval steps too. A smarter component inside an unsafe system is still an unsafe system. E stands for the evals. And this is how a new model actually earns the upgrade. So before you replace anything, test it against your own workflow. Measure the task success, answer quality, grounding, hallucination rate, tool selection accuracy, and tool argument correctness. Latency, cost, safety, more importantly, also validate the user acceptance. And critically, perform the regression against your existing cases. So the new model doesn't quietly break the things the old one handled. So do not assume the benchmark claims. A model might top a public leaderboard, but it tells you very little about how it behaves on your prompt, on your documents, on your tools. So better models is going to increase the possibilities, but they also increase the need for better evaluation. The stronger the model, the more disciplined your testing has to be, not less. Now let's have a quick example architecture. Let's make this concrete. Imagine an AI engineering assistant that handles the mix of work. Maybe simple classification, we'll have a support response drafting, we'll have a RAG over internal policies, complex code review, architecture critic, and multi-step workflow planning. So here's the shape. A request would come in through your API and auth layer. It's going to hit a router, and the router is going to decide. Simple classification would go to the cheap, fast model. Normally, drafting goes to your current stable model. Anything that needs grounded, maybe company policy, would go through the RAG plus a model. Your complex code review or this architecture critic. Now, that is where you would route to Claude Fable file, but only if your evals prove that it's actually better for these tasks. Your sensitive action still require the human approval, and everything has a fallback to the previous stable model with tracing and evals watching the whole thing. And on RAG specifically, don't let anyone tell you that a stronger model is going to delete it. Like longer context and better reasoning may reduce some retrieval need requirement in some workflow, but RAG still matters when your knowledge changes frequently, and when your source grounding matters, and when the access control matters, when the document freshness matter, and when you need citation and traceability, and when you need to control the cost. See, the line here is this. The real architecture is not just one model, it's the decision system that you have built around the model. All right, guys. So, if that routing diagram is the part that interested you the most, not the model specs, but the decision system, that's exactly why I created this AI architect system design. Think like a senior engineer. Inside it, we actually go deep into these exact decision, that is model choice, RAG versus agent, RAG versus fine tuning, architecture trade-off, failure mode, cost and latency thinking. More importantly, production readiness and the system design patterns. So if that's the gap, that would be our next step. But if your gap is end-to-end implementation, so we also have the next cohort that's starting very soon, and normally we get sold out a week earlier itself. So if the implementation is the path, check out that too. That is Agentic AI Enterprise Mastery Bootcamp. Both the links are in the description. Pick the one that matches where you are right now. So Claude Fable 5 may very well be powerful, but the lesson for engineers is bigger than any one model launch. Every stronger model that arrives should make you ask better architecture questions, not fewer of them. A stronger model is not a replacement for the system design. Architecture starts before the model call. System ship, demos don't. I'll see you in the next one. And if you find this video helpful, share it with your colleagues and your friends so that it can be beneficial for them while they are evaluating this model for their architecture. I'll see you on the next one.